Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and we have a new video concept for you today. It's going to be a 12-week breakdown of my current speed program, just give you a little bit more information on what I'm doing in order to help me really work on my top end speed. I've done some videos in the past that really go and put a focus on the exercises that I'm doing. Right now I'm putting a focus on more of the actual programming that goes into it. I hope you guys like it. If you'd actually like to get like a downloadable copy of it or have me email it to you, you could always reach out to me down in the comments below or just send me a personal email. Would be happy to talk to you about that and give you some more information on what I'm doing. Just ask for it. It's again a new video concept, so I don't exactly know how it's going to work out. As always, if you like the video, go ahead and click the thumbs up down below. That really helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can go ahead and leave us a comment down below if you have any recommendations for us to use in the future, and we'll go ahead and hop in the video right now. All right, so big thing that I do with my programming is I end up breaking it up into really week by week change. So you can see week 1 here, I'm going to be doing the start day, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, and then week 2, this is what I'll be doing here, and then I'll go back to week 3 and be doing this here, and then back to week 4, and then I'll go on to week 5. And so you can see some of the workouts here. Start day, what I wanted to end up doing for start day is, and this is just an example day. This isn't what I do every single time, but again, I just wanted to give you an idea. And this is actually, from a speed day that we have in our actual speed program. Obviously, when you sign up for the speed program, we have videos with it so you understand, but just working 5, 10 and back, figure eights, lateral shuffles, rapid foot fire, just trying to get your overall nervous system going with these exercises. I mean, they're going to be a little bit fatiguing, but they're going to more so just be helping you in better understanding how to move your feet fast and how to stay a little bit more on the balls of your feet, because that's really the big focus during the start day. Working on strengthening the foot, squatting with the heels up, right? Really being able to get up onto those toes and maintain a high heel position is really important for the start. And then actually doing some starts, the first 3 steps, first 5 steps, and a 10-yard dash, and then ending it up with a cool down. I think it's super important to be able to consistently work on your start, at least do that every single week. There's some times where I'll do that twice in a week, but in my current program, because I'm working more on top end speed, I only have it 1 day per week, and you can see how I end up building from there. Now, I'll do a different band workout every single time. I didn't add a band workout down here, but a lot of times when I'm doing that, I'm just working on like my hip flexor strength, working on my glute med, maybe work a little bit on like my glute max. The bands are great for doing that, even using like single arm hamstring exercises, single leg hamstring exercises I think are great. And then the second day is going to be power production. I have a power production day down here, single leg box jumps, depth jumps, seated box jumps. So you're just seated and jump onto a box on that one. Single leg tuck jumps, broad jumps, lateral hops over a box, just box jumps, depth jumps or depth landing, and then to sprinting. So this is an example of a power day. Again, I do a lot of different types of power days, but that's just an example of one. And then working the core, I do have a core day over here where you have the scorpions, reverse scorpions, flutter kicks, supermans, plank dips, V-ups, bicycle sit-ups, ab roller, opposite arm, opposite leg, plank knee to elbow, stability ball, body saw. So that's really a day 2 power day. And then I work on acceleration. You can see the acceleration down here, and then upper body. Day 4 is going to be more of a strength day, lower body focus, and then again core. Even watching a video recently on Usain Bolt, he puts a big focus on being able to activate the core and stabilize through the core and really strengthen the core. And so I've really been putting a big focus on that lately here. And if I don't do it at least 3 or 4 times a week, I might do even 5 or 6. This is just something that I put together to be able to follow. And I think that's important. Even with like nutrition, you want to have something that you're at least loosely following. You're not just going in there and just throwing darts at a dartboard with your eyes closed and hoping to hit something. You want to be able to stay consistent with your workouts and what you're doing and how often you're actually doing the workouts. I really try to do something every single day to help me get faster, and you can kind of see what these exercises or workouts are. Then I got the top end speed here. We have ankle strength. That's something I'm really putting a big focus on. I actually spelled ankle wrong here. Let me fix that. Balance, and then again core, power and plyos. And then the 7th day is doing some type of stretch or yoga. There's some times where I'll just even kind of make that into a workout, core workout, instead of stretching, doing yoga. I'm just really trying to build up the strength in my legs. I think right now, overall, for me, my turnover is getting pretty good. I feel pretty comfortable with my turnover and how my legs are landing. Could obviously make improvements as always, but I just feel like I'm not creating very much strength when I'm initially hitting the ground. which goes a lot into plyometrics and creating more power. And then just overall when I'm pushing off and just having the right amount of strength in my legs. You look at guys like Tyson Gay and Justin Gatlin, and even Usain Bolt, they just seem like they have such strong lower bodies. And so I'm just really trying to put a big focus on being able to build up the strength within my foot, my ankle, my quads, my hamstrings, my glutes, my lower back, core, and making sure that I have plenty of range of motion within the upper body. And that's really the big focus to help me in being able to sprint faster. Now going into week 2 and 4, starting out with more of a strength day, light plyos, and I say light plyos just because I'll do a lot of reps of like, if you see the strength day, like an explosive step up, alternating split jumps, tuck jumps, rear foot elevated split squats, Nordic hamstring curls. I can't emphasize this enough. I mean, I do Nordic hamstring curls more often. I probably do that again 4 or 5 times a week. Lunges, different types of lunges, walking, step back, step through, side lunges, just working a lot of different things there. Step ups, lateral step ups, calf raises, kettlebell swings. That's like a loose example of a strength day. Just basic things to be able to improve your strength. Obviously, you could do different RDLs and squats and things like that. But right now I'm really trying to do stuff that is not super weight intensive. I really want to try to make it so it's something that's more doable and transferable for you guys. And I think just doing a lot of bar squats and deadlifts is stuff that one, there's a lot of information already out there about that, so I don't think there's any differentiation in what I'm doing. But the other thing is just being able to have the easy access to it. I don't think a lot of people have easy access to a lot of that type of stuff. But you can easily create things for even Nordic hamstring curls. You can just do that at home. Rear foot elevated split squats, just do more reps of those, and you should be fine with that. It's always better to be able to add weight if you can. Lunges, all that type of stuff. If you can add weight, great. But if you can't, you can still get a lot out of those exercises even without weight. Then I'll go and working on my start, my band work, and then power production and core, acceleration and upper body. Strength with the light plyos, top end speed, and ankle strength. So I like to change it up week by week, so you can just see I started off with more of the strength side, and that's just because, like I said before, I'm just really trying to put an emphasis on strengthening my legs. And especially at the beginning of the program, I'm not going to be putting as much time into the top end speed development. I just got myself up to being able to run about 21 miles an hour, and so I think that's pretty good. And now being able to get into the 21 and a half to 22s, I think I'm gonna need a lot more strength in my legs in order to get there, and hopefully as time goes be able to build up a little bit better turnover speed. But really big focus right now is just building leg strength. I've never really focused on sprinting super fast before, and so now that I'm doing that, strength that you end up having to build to be able to run up into the mid 20 miles an hour. And so really putting a big focus on the strength and the power in the lower body is what I'm doing, and really doing that every single day. I've always been more of a football guy that does quarterback and receiver type training, and yeah, I guess playing receiver, you end up being on your feet and doing a lot of stuff every day. But how track is and how sprinting is, it's just a far different overall exertion that you have to put on your lower body consistently. And so I'm just trying to build my body to be able to take that on and be able to recover and rest and come back with another day and not be too overall fatigued. And so being able to stay consistent with these workouts, I think, has helped me out with that. All right, now going into the second month, now I'm going to do start and acceleration the same day. Then following that, power production and core, then top speed development, then upper body strength, and then top speed endurance. And you can see here with my top end speed day, which would be like just the top speed development day, is going to be leg cycle, turnover, drill, butt kick, 60-yard sprints, 20-yard sprints, 30-30-30, which is a 30-yard 100%, 30-yard just being able to maintain top speed, maybe going like 80-90%, and then another 30 yards of top end sprints, and then working my 100-meter dash, and then top end speed endurance, all the same type of warm-ups. Then I do 50-step sprints, and usually I do this on the treadmill, but I'll do it outside every once in a while as well, where I go 50-step sprints, and then I rest between 45 seconds to a minute, and then I do another one. Right now I've worked myself up to be able to do 15 of those, and I try to do those 15 in under 20 minutes. Very, very difficult workout, but it makes it so you can just build up that endurance and really be able to work on your top end speed. And then follow that up with another core day, power and core day, and then the stretch and the yoga. And then week 6 and 8, going just start here with power production, so working a little bit of plyos as well as the start, and then strength with the light plyos, and then top speed development after that, upper body and core / weak areas. So now I'm going to kind of give my my lower body a bit of a break and work on the upper body. Upper body, what I do is the banded extensions, the explosive push-ups, shoulder press, work my internal and external rotation. I'm still working with, quarterback, so I want to be able to build up my body the right way for that too. Single arm planks, lying overhead presses, T-spine rotation, thoracic extension. These are all familiar if you've done our quarterback program, and then pull-ups and then cool down. So this is all what I'll do for the upper body days. And then, weak areas right now, I'm putting a big focus on my ankles just because I've had some ankle sprains in the past. And I just think that, I'm reading a book about the foot right now. And I think that being able to put a big focus on strengthening there is going to be important, as well as in the hamstrings. So that's why I do so many Nordic hamstring curls. I just feel like my hamstrings are not as strong as those, top Olympic sprinters. So I'm working on that. And then we got top speed endurance again, strength day and core, and then we're going stretch with yoga. And then the last week is going to be first putting a focus on the 100% sprint training. So if you're running the 40, just trying to run your best 40, 60 trying to run your best 60, or 100 meters just trying to run your best 100 meters, and just being able to track to see what speed you're able to get up to. So essentially it's just testing yourself to see where you're at. I do think that once you're able to get into that 100% kind of max testing area, then you're able to establish a baseline and then make improvements. So I like to do that through the end, through that last month. Power production and core, top speed endurance, upper body, strength and core, and then another 100% training to end the week where you're working at your top speed. For me, I'd probably do this one on like a track and then this one on the treadmill, just so I could see where I'm at speed wise. Try to break into the 21.5 area by that time. As long as everything's going to plan, and then go to the stretch and yoga, and then you'll go into strength and core here for weeks 10 and 12, top speed endurance, upper body core, and spell core right again here, and then go to the power production and core, then 100% training again, strength and core, and then stretch and yoga to be able to finish that out. Again, 100% training, in that last month, I'd really like to be able to get into that 21.5 to 22 miles an hour. That's going to be the goal by the end of this, is being able to gain another mile per hour, just because I think that the more I can just knock out, if in every 12 weeks I can gain another mile per hour faster, then I'll be able to get into like the 24, 25s, which I think is what I need in order to run a 10-second sprint or 100 meter. And that's really what I'm focused on doing right now, is being able to run a 10-second 100 meter. And so this is really some of the guidelines that I'm following in order to get there. Again, putting a big focus for me personally on being able to strengthen the lower body, get more power in the lower body, just because I think that's my big difference with somebody that just hasn't got very much exposure to sprinting, and what it's like to be a sprinter. And so, being able to catch up there is the big focus. I know, there might be some people that think that training this hard and, this often is going to end up, impacting, and it might, obviously we'll keep you updated if it ends up impacting my body and makes it so I break myself down. But right now I'm just putting a big focus on this, and luckily I'm able to, drink a lot of water, take care of myself. I am actually taking creatine as well, completely legal for you to take if you're training for the Olympics. And something that I think helps me in my recovery, and so that's something that I am doing to help me out, as well as eating healthy, trying to eat very, very lean, trying to sleep well, just taking care of my body the best that I can. So I think the combination of that, and I've already been training myself pretty hard for a while now, so I'm not too overwhelmed by this, but it is going to be a very, very difficult training regimen, and so I wouldn't recommend somebody that hasn't been training at all to just get off the couch and start doing this. But if you are somebody that has been training, this is something that you should be able to follow and stay consistent with. I'm running a business. I work with a lot of clients. I work, do my marketing. I do program development. I do a lot of stuff, and I still am able to get at least a workout in every single day. So you have no excuse not to be able to do that yourself. So hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them for you. And we have different links in the description down below that will give you a little bit more information about some of our free programs that we have currently available, as well as how to get signed up for our speed program. We do have a 12-week speed program that we allow. It's not exactly like this, but it's very, very similar, and I think will end up providing a lot of value for you, and if you're trying to hit a top speed that's a little bit higher than what you're currently at right now. All right, thanks for watching the video, and we'll talk to you soon.